So SB 261 and 253 are Californian climate disclosure regulations, which come into effect in 2026. And they are relevant for companies that are doing business in the state and whose global revenues exceed certain thresholds. Now, recently, the definitions of doing business and revenue were changed, and I wrote a blog on what those changes mean, and that can be found on our website. But just to talk briefly about these two regulations, SB 261 follows the TCFD framework, and it requires companies every 2 years to consider and disclose their climate-related risks and opportunities. So what that means is that they have to consider both their physical and transition risks and assess how those change over different scenarios and over time. And then they have to disclose what they're doing to manage these risks. Then 253 has more of a focus on emissions. So from 2026, companies have to disclose their Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions on an annual basis. And from 2027, they have to disclose their Scope 3. Now, when they're going through these methodologies, they have to align this with the Greenhouse Gas Protocol, and that process has to be externally assured by an independent third party. So what this should mean for investors is better access to more reliable and data-led disclosures, which help them to manage risks and better allocate capital within their portfolios.